Moedim l'simcha. That's the way we greet one another during Sukkot. Moedim l'simcha. Moedim are the times of joy. We're at one of those moments in between the first couple days of Sukkot to the end. And so that's what we say. Later on, we'll say Chag Sameach or Chag Samich. Chag Sameach, happy holidays, or Good Yantiv also works. So I have with me for Sukkot, I have our four species from Israel. We have the citron, the etrog, which is so beautiful. Look at that pitom. This is the most amazing pitom. Do you see that? The amazing thing about the citron is it never goes bad. We have some in our ark, and we just let them sit there. They still smell nice after years. And we have our three other species. Our poor arava, the willow, it's starting to shrink. I should have put it in water, but you can see it looks a little like a lip, they say. And we have the hadassah, the myrtle, which looks a little like an eye. And then the lulav, the palm branch, which is the thing that really shakes, that's like our spine. And this is the heart. We put them together. We say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al nitilat lulav. Blessed are you, God, King of the universe, who sanctifies us with your commandments and commands us to raise off the lulav, the four species. And we shake it in 6 different directions. 1, see, up, down, and someone also told me inside is the 7th direction. So I have some goodies for you and some guest teachings. This is our holiday of guest, of Ushpizim, and so I thought it would be nice to bring in some guest teachings that I learned recently. But first, I have a couple of updates on High Holidays I definitely wanted to fill you in about. On High Holidays, I spoke about my genealogy. I said I submitted to 23andMe. Well, the results are back. I am 99.3% Ashkenazi Jew. I love that it's 99.3%. I think that's a new thing. So I am indeed a Ashkenazi, fully Ashkenazi. And the other thing I wanted to bring is this is Chizki. Chizki, which means strength. This is the bull that I talked to you about on Yom Kippur, about running through the storm. If you want to come by my office, I have her whenever you need to give you some strength. So here are my guest teachings for Sukkot. The first 2 come from My View, this wonderful column in the Buffalo News. And we had 2 different members that had columns last week that I wanted to tell you about. The first one was Mitch Steinhorn, who talked, the title of his column was A Little Pain, A Lot of Gains from Workout Regimen. And he talked about getting back into the workout regimen. And he had a little trick about how to get up in the morning, which I just loved. He said, in the beginning it was hard. The biggest challenge was dragging myself out of bed that early in the morning. I needed help. I needed a trick to do it. So I positioned my alarm clock far enough away from the bed that I had to physically get up and walk over to turn it off. What a wonderful trick. And sometimes to start a new thing, you need a little trick like that. What is your alarm clock? The second teaching was from the very next day. Our member Vicki Rubin wrote a column called After Selling the House, It's Goodbye to All of That. And it's about downsizing her life as she moves. And she had a wonderful insight that I just loved. She said, we are not collectors of junk, but rather hoarders of memories. What an amazing way to think about all of our possessions. It's so cool. The last one came from my colleague over at Temple Besayin, Rabbi Jonathan Freirish, who at our joint service on Sukkot on Monday, he had a wonderful story he shared about a professor, famous professors at the airport, and a know-it-all comes over to her and just starts talking to her, talking her ear off, and doesn't listen or ask any questions. And finally, it's getting near the time he has to board, and another person, a bystander, tells him, you really blew it. You had a chance to talk to this professor. Why didn't you take that opportunity? You just really blew it. He tried to make it up, but it was really too late at that point. And And he compared this bystander to someone who's setting up a sukkah for someone. That when you create a safe space, a sukkah, anywhere you are, a temporary safe space, by acting like this bystander, by standing up for someone, then you are really epitomizing what the holiday of Sukkot is about. And he said, if each of us just did that, once or twice a month, what a wonderful world this would be. So I wish you a Modim L'Simcha, a Chag Sameach, a Shabbat Shalom, and a great rest of your week. Take care.